We're good to go.
Okay. Good morning. My name is Valerie Jones, and welcome to dLCV, Disability Rights and Resource Expo, Breaking Barriers, Creating Access, celebrating 30 years. Celebrating 30 years of the ADA. So sorry, technical difficulties over here. Am I being heard? Okay, thank you. Sorry about that technical. Okay, first I would like to start off providing you with some information explaining what we can and cannot do for you. Okay, what you can expect when you call dLCV. Our toll-free number is 800-552-3962, or you can call 804-225-2042. If you have a disability rights-related concern, you may call dLCV between 8:30 a.m. and 4 p.m. Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, or email your concern to dlcv.org/get-help. dLCV will assign a subject matter expert to assist you and provide you with information and referral that will help you with your disability and related concerns. If your issue meets one of our current objectives, you will be assigned to an advocate for further assistance. We have subject matter experts on Social Security, alternatives to guardianship, special education, and vocational rehabilitation, as well as a wide range of issues related to disability. Okay, so now, before I start introducing the speakers, to find out more information about all of our speakers, please visit the speakers section on the Sullivan page. Click on the speaker's name and you can read that back. Now I would like to introduce to you Carrie Chilton, who has provided a pre-recorded session. Carrie is one of our disability rights staff attorneys here at dLCV. Take it away, Carrie.
Be here with you live this morning, but I do look forward to meeting with some of you during our special education workshop series this afternoon. Right now, I'd like to talk with you a little bit about our 3 levels of individual services, as well as some of the other services dLCV provides in the area of special education. We receive a high volume of calls with special education concerns. Unfortunately, in Virginia, the need for special education advocates is higher than the supply. However, at a minimum, dLCV provides callers with information about their child's rights. When we are unable to assist directly, dLCV also provides families with referrals to other organizations that may be able to provide advocacy. This is our first level of individual services. Our second level of individual services is called short-term assistance. This may include more detailed information on a family's rights or communication to the school or other organization to notify them that a family has a particular concern. Our highest level of individual services is case-level services. In special education, case-level services can involve a wide range of direct advocacy and can include attending mediation, filing a complaint with the State Department of Education, or filing for due process on behalf of a family. Let's take a minute to go through what some of these options entail. Mediation involves both the school and the family working with a mediator to facilitate productive discussion of an issue with the goal of creating a settlement agreement among the parties. A state complaint involves submitting the information and documentation related to an alleged violation of special education rights by a school. The Virginia Department of Education will then investigate the matter, and if they find the school out of compliance, they will issue a letter outlining the corrective action a school must take. Due process is an administrative hearing, in some ways similar to an informal trial, where a hearing officer listens to evidence from both the school and the family, determines if a school violated any special education laws or regulations, and if so, orders a specific remedy to correct the harm done to the student. Many special education cases are largely dependent on a child's educational record. So dLCV may request that a family provide us with certain documents to review prior to dLCV agreeing to provide advocacy services. The relationship between the family and the school is continual and spans a child's entire education. While dLCV may be able to represent a family on a specific issue, it is vital for parents to develop the knowledge and skills to advocate for their child's needs. This is why dLCV also focuses on helping parents learn their rights and learn strategies to enable parents to better advocate for their child. dLCV conducts parent trainings on special education. These trainings cover both rights and tips for a successful individualized education program, or IEP, meeting. dLCV has also created a guidebook for parents on special education, which is available for purchase on our website. In addition, also on our website, we have fact sheets and short video lessons on various special education topics. dLCV recognizes that there is a great need for special education advocacy and is working towards increasing the availability of these services in Virginia. dLCV contracts with outside organizations to provide additional advocacy services at the IEP meeting level. These organizations assist families in working with schools to develop proper IEPs for their child. dLCV also has plans in the works to partner with Legal Aid Justice Center on their newly developed special education pro bono program. This program trains and works with volunteer attorneys to provide representation to families on a variety of special education matters. The Legal Aid Justice Center has just completed its first round of training for attorneys, and dLCV hopes to assist the Legal Aid Justice Center in this effort by providing additional trainings and technical assistance to participants throughout the upcoming fiscal year. dLCV knows that while individual advocacy can greatly change the educational path for a student, there are systemic problems within special education in Virginia that need to be solved as well. dLCV works to educate policymakers on various issues in the area of special education, including seclusion and restraint. We submit public comment during the regulatory process and testimony in the General Assembly. dLCV also partners with other organizations in the community to identify and address systemic concerns across Virginia. Through individual advocacy, self-advocacy supports, and systemic initiatives, dLCV is working to improve the education of students with disabilities across the Commonwealth. Thank you for taking the time to learn about our agency, and I hope you enjoy the other sessions we have in store for you today.
Well, if Carrie was here, I would say thank you so much for that very informative information. So next on the roster, I'm going to introduce Rachel Gloria. She is one of our disability rights advocates. Rachel, please take it away.
So at dLCV, we know that people with disabilities have a right to work, and we understand that sometimes people need supports in order to do so. Through the Resources and Vocational Advocacy Unit, we advocate for people who have disabilities to receive services through either the Department for Aging and Rehabilitative Services or the Department for the Blind and Vision Impaired. One thing that we advocate for is that both DARS and DBVI provide what's called pre-employment transition services to youth starting at age 14. And that those can be provided through the school system. And we often advocate for the communication between the school system and DARS to make sure that students are receiving transition services. We also at times can advocate for DARS or DBVI to assist the individuals in getting accommodations, both in the college environment or post-secondary environment, and also in the work environment. We understand that sometimes it's difficult to advocate for accommodations or assistive technology, and sometimes we can assist to advocate for those things in the work environment or the post-secondary education environment. In the 1 o'clock and 2 o'clock sessions, we'll be going more into depth about the Department for Aging and Rehabilitative Services, and also about the Department for the Blind and Vision Impaired and our dLCV's Client Assistance Program, and how we can advocate for better services. So I look forward to speaking with you at the 1 o'clock and the 2 o'clock sessions for a brief presentation and questions and answers.
Thank you, Rachel, for that informative information as well. Okay, next up, I would like to introduce Dana Traynham. Dana is one of our senior staff attorneys here at dLCV. Dana, let's hear your expertise.
Thank you, and good morning, everybody. So my area that I am the subject matter expert on, one of them is alternatives to guardianship. At dLCV, we are all about making sure that people maintain their independence, including their independent decision-making authority as much as possible. So we do not assist anybody in actually petitioning the court for guardianship. What we do is assist people in looking at alternatives so that guardianship may not be necessary. And we're going to be talking about that twice this afternoon in 2 sessions on what are some alternatives to guardianship to avoid having someone lose their civil rights through a guardianship proceeding. Through the subject matter expert system that we have at dLCV, these cases often get referred to me to talk to folks about how to maintain decision-making authority when individuals do need assistance in making decisions. And just a little inside tip, that's all of us, right? Because we all need help sometimes in making a decision. And at any time, we could be in a situation where, because of an illness or injury, we are not able to make or communicate our own decisions. So it's something that we all need to think about to plan for a future time when we may be what's called incapacitated or unable to make our own decisions. So we're going to be talking about that this afternoon, and it's something that I assist people with when they call on the phone. We also have a supported decision-making resource page on our webpage, which I highly recommend people look at. It has a lot of information, videos, and it also has do-it-yourself documents with line-by-line instructions that would help individuals in doing these documents that could be alternatives to guardianship. So I look forward to talking to you much more about this afternoon. We have 2 sessions on this topic. So thank you very much. Enjoy your day.
Thank you, Dana. So next up, last but not least, we have Elizabeth Horn. Elizabeth is a senior disability rights advocate, and she will be sharing her expertise with us today. Take it away, Elizabeth.
Thank you, Valerie. Good morning, everyone. I am delighted to be participating in our first possibly annual virtual Expo. This is something new for dLCV, and I'm very delighted to be a part of it. My area of expertise at the Disability Law Center is Social Security. And we at dLCV believe these benefits can be very foundational for folks that have disabilities. Not everyone needs a benefit, but many do. And to that extent, we need to make sure that people know how to self-advocate for these benefits, since they can be difficult to obtain. We have several ways, and I'm going to see if I can share this right now. Is that showing up?
Yes.
Okay. So basically, we have several ways in which we provide services to individuals with disabilities around obtaining and maintaining a Social Security benefit. You've heard about our system of calling in when you have a question or concern, and that we have these subject matter experts available. And I would be the subject matter expert involved with Social Security, particularly if it involves an issue prior to getting a benefit or maybe maintaining a benefit. However, we have other advocates available as well that can help with issues involved with work incentives and what we call post-entitlement concerns. And this would be if you want to attempt work while you're receiving a benefit. How do the wages that you earn impact those benefits? How can you keep your benefits safe? So we have experts on that as well. And so I want to make sure that you understand we do have people here that can answer those questions. If we don't know the answer, we might do some research, and certainly we would refer you to a resource that would have a better ability to answer a question that we didn't feel we could. Understanding that what we're providing is not legal advice per se. It's really just information to help you better self-advocate. So again, you can call, or you can call on Monday, Wednesday, or Friday, and we have a specially trained individual that takes those calls and then transfers the issue to the expert involved. And then you can also send a info request through our dlcv.org/gethelp. Secondly, I want to make sure that you understand we have a very well-developed webpage on Social Security information. This includes everything from how to even contact Social Security to set up an appointment, how to apply. Are you a reasonable candidate for these benefits? What's the difference between SSI and SSDI? Can you expect to be approved, and what do you have to do to increase your chances of being approved? And then tips on appealing in case you're denied, which often people are. So we really try and cover the entire gamut of getting and keeping a benefit. And we also have there a video, we call it an Ask the Expert video. And this one concerns working and maintaining a benefit. So that really is your first go-to source for information. Also in the guides, many of them are linked directly to Social Security's webpage to apply and so forth. So they're very user-friendly. And I want to encourage you to think of that as as I say, your go-to research source on Social Security. Now, something else that we provide 4 times a year coming up this year are clinics. we call them very simply Social Security clinics. And these are 60 to 90-minute in-depth virtual consultations with you. And they provide an opportunity to go into detail or into depth on your particular Social Security issue. Perhaps you've applied many, many times and never been successful, and you're wondering what you're doing wrong. Or you have an appeal pending, you're just not sure how to go about it. Or you're expecting you may have a review soon, and what can you do to prepare for that? People also call in with all kinds of questions involving, their paychecks and, they did or they didn't get their check, those sorts of things. And we'll try to route those calls properly, because those types of calls may not be suitable for a clinic. The clinics are really designed as private consultations where we can go into detail. I might want to review some documentation that you would provide to us confidentially. And by the end of the 90 minutes, generally people feel far, far more equipped to move forward with their claim or their appeal. And I do want to clarify too, and I've mentioned appealing, and many cases do need to be appealed. And often by the second appeal, you do need representation. However, that's not something that the Disability Law Center does. And however, we can provide some resources for that. And while we don't give out names of specific representatives, we can provide information on how to find a representative. So that's really what we'll be covering this afternoon, is more detail about obtaining a benefit and qualifying for a benefit. But this gives you an idea of some of our resources that we have available to you beyond today's Expo. Okay, so glad you're all here with us today. I think this is going to be an outstanding opportunity for you to learn more about what we all do here and how we help you all secure your rights as individuals with disabilities. So thank you for being here today. Mm-hmm.
Thank you, Elizabeth, for that very, very well-informed information. Now, once we will open up the floor for any questions. You can place them in the chat box if you have any questions. And I will read them off to the specific speaker that it pertains to. So whenever you're ready, you can just start typing. There's a question, Rachel. Okay, the question I have is for the clinics and other services, what are the fees? Free? Correct, ladies?
Yes, actually, some of us, and I specified that we do offer the Social Security clinics, and they are free. That's right.
The clinics for the Client Assistance Program are also free of charge.
Okay. Dana?
Yes, anything that I do is also, there's no charge for what I do. There's no charge for, sorry, people say to start my video. I didn't know you wanted to see me, but here I am. Any of the subject matter expert, if you get referred to one of us, that, this free service that we provide at dLCV. Most of the services that dLCV provides are free. Can never say all, because there are times when, there may be court fees or things like that we'd ask the client to cover. But most of the services that we provide at the Disability Law Center of Virginia are offered free to the folks who call us. We operate under federal grants that allow us to provide this valuable service for free for individuals with disabilities. Thank you.
Thank you all for that. Do we have any more questions? So Rachel, the the question there that I have is when someone starts school or work or wherever they have need accessibility, should they start asking for themselves, or should they start coming to dLCV first to start the process?
We always recommend that you advocate for yourself as much as possible first. And then if you encounter issues, you can always contact Disability Law Center to see if we can provide assistance.
Okay, thank you. Okay. Any more questions? Oh, Elizabeth, when someone has difficulty with their Social Security, should they exhaust all of their avenues, or should you just come to dLCV for assistance first?
Well, I'm not sure what you mean by all avenues. However, I like to think of dLCV as a resource. As I've mentioned, we have our webpage, which educates you about the process. And so you can always start there. And then, you know, if you have questions along the way, you are welcome to call us. And in most cases, your case would be transferred to me to respond to. So you want to be as proactive as you can be. Get yourself educated about the process, how the decision is going to be made on your case, how you can get your case well documented. And if you feel the need to discuss that with us in advance of starting the process, you can feel free to do that, because the more you can do right up front, the better. So does that answer the question?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. Next question is, I'm not sure who would get this one, but does dLCV connect people to support groups with people who may have similar experiences or needs?
I'm unmuted, so I'll go ahead and take that one. You know, I think that if you're unsure of where to find support that would be specific to your disability, that would be an appropriate question for us, because we can do that research for you. And our advocates are well trained in that type of research. And so, you know, we can look up those groups and provide you the exact contact information. We can't be sure it's current, but we can certainly make sure that you know of how to reach out to a local support group, many of which are being done now virtually to everyone's advantage.
Thank you for that, Elizabeth. Do we have any more questions from the individuals on the other side? Let's see. Is there Social Security? Is there anywhere you can go to find out? I don't know. They don't know if this is the right way to ask, but is there anywhere you can go to on the Social Security site to see how much you will could receive once you retire?
Yes, absolutely. I encourage everyone to go to the Social Security website. Now, I'll give it to you right now. It's easy. It's www.ssa.gov. And if you'll find on the homepage a link called My Social Security. It's
Sorry, hold on, Elizabeth. Can you provide that website one more time so I can put it in the chat bar?
Yes. This time I'm going to include the direct link to My Social Security. It's www.ssa.gov/My Social Security. Okay.
Okay.
I've also seen it as my account, either way, but you'll find it on the homepage of Social Security. Once you go there, you set up your account, which is highly secure. And of course, you have to keep your username and password so you can go back in at any time. And once you're in your account, you'll see a link or a tab to My Benefit Statement. And that has the information that they used to mail out to all of us, but is now pretty much reserved for the web page. So you go there, you find out what your you click on your statement, and it will tell you how much you'll receive if you become disabled, how much you'd receive at your early retirement at age 62, then again at your full retirement, which might be higher at 66, 67, and so on. So yes, you can absolutely find out. They also have a retirement calculator embedded in that system, and it allows you to figure out what you might get. But it takes into account your earnings. In fact, your earnings record is also within your account. And it's a good thing to check that and make sure it's accurate, because if they're missing earnings, then you're going to lack some credits. The Social Security retirement program, as well as the disability program, depends on you having work credits. Okay, and they have to be current and adequate to qualify. So.
Okay, so question popped up. If you become disabled prior to retiring, and like say you are 55 and you become disabled, and you start getting disability, when you are at the age of retirement, will the Social Security kick in then?
Yes. What happens is it will kick in automatically. It simply converts, and it does so at your full retirement age, not your early retirement age. And the nice thing to know about this is that the disability benefit is almost exactly what your full retirement benefit would be. So if you can avoid collecting early at 62 and just maintain a disability benefit right on through to your full retirement, that you can be assured of obtaining the maximum amount that is available to you.
Okay. Individual wants to know, will we provide video sessions today if they can't make it? Yes, all live sessions will be available on demand after the fact. Okay. Hope that answers your question. Any more questions for our expertise panel? Let's see here. Sorry, I had to scroll back and see, did I miss anything? Okay, at the moment, we don't have any, but we do have a few minutes left. Does any of our expertise panel have anything else they would like to share with the audience that you think they may be interested in? Okay. So, I'm sorry, I'm reading the chat. Give me one quick second. Okay. I'm sorry, I'm trying to scroll back and forth between two places. Does dLCV provide legal advice?
I'll take that one. We have both attorneys and non-attorney advocates. So the non-attorney advocates obviously cannot provide legal advice, but a lot of the questions that are asked are general questions, like are being asked right now, that any of the general public might have those questions. If the case gets to the point where a legal expertise is needed and dLCV decides that this is a case that we will open and provide case level services, the case may then be sent to an attorney to look at that case to provide actual legal advice on a case. And we do, in some cases that meet our objectives for the year, actually provide legal representation to individuals at both administrative type hearings as well as in state and federal court. So we have a range of services from non-legal advice and information all the way up to legal representation. It just depends on the case that you have, the issue that you have, and our objectives for the year that we are that make our decisions about what cases we take.
Okay. Thank you. Can you please provide the contact number and or website and the days that, I guess they missed it, the days that someone is available? So I can put that in the chat. I'm sorry, I can put that in the chat box for you. Give me a quick minute before we log off. I will provide that information. I so happen to have taken it down, so I apologize. Okay, so it's 800 dash.
While you're doing that, Valerie, I'll just say it verbally.
Okay, thank you.
We have an intake specialist who takes calls Monday, Wednesday, and Friday from 8:30 to 4:30. Do I have that right, Elizabeth? 8:30 to 4:30, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday.
Actually, I think we stop at 4.
Sorry, 8:30 to 4, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. If you call on Tuesday or Thursday, you'll just leave a message and she'll get back to you on Monday, Wednesday, or Friday. If for some reason you have to call on Tuesday or Thursday, somebody will still get back to you. That person takes the information, and then if it's something that we can assist with, it gets transferred to one of us subject matter experts to then call that person back or email, whichever they prefer, to provide that information to them. A decision is made at that point. If it's a case that we can provide higher level of services to, the decision will be made at that point. We also, on our website, have a Get Help tab. If you go to dlcv.org, it's on our homepage. It says Get Help. You can also go to dlcv.org/get-help. I think it's get-help.
Yes.
Yes, or you could just go to our homepage and it's right there on the screen, Get Help. And that will have a place where you can write what your issue is and contact information, and someone will get back to you.
And the toll-free number is 800-552-3962.
I would like to take time and thank each and every one of our expert speakers today. Someone just typed in, I have a disability related issue with a Virginia Department of Transportation policy that does not give the disabled a voice in one of their procedures. Can your organization give guidance to how to address this? I've got no response from elected officials. Thank you. Does someone want to?
I can try. Yeah, we definitely would encourage you to call in on Mondays, Wednesdays, or Fridays from 8:30 until 4. Speak with the advocate and see if we can assist.
Okay. Does that answer your question? Okay, if we don't have any more questions, we're going to close out and Before we do, I'd like to thank Elizabeth Horn. I'd like to thank Dana Traynham and Rachel Gloria for providing such amazing informative information to the people in the audience. Please stay tuned. They will be on later on this afternoon for workshop sessions. So I would advise you to try to dip into their workshops and see what informative information they have for you. So now I would like to say once again, thank you, and everyone have a great rest of the day, and please enjoy the expo, and hopefully I'll see some of you later on in some of the live sessions. Thank you.
Mhm.
Yeah, have a good one.